Hi, welcome to our second lesson on living things that we talked about under subtopic plants as a living thing. And before we go direct to the subtopic, let us preview what we learned about last time. We said that living things are things that have life within them, and we gave examples. So a plant is one of the example of living thing. So in this case, we are going to look at characteristics of plant. Of plant. So in this case, we are going to ask ourselves, why do we say that a plant is a living thing? That's the key thing that we need to know. And we be able to identify the reasons as to why we say plant is a living thing. So the first one, we say that plant grow. Plant grow. What do we mean by growth? So growth means change in size or increase in height. So when you plant, let's say your seeds in the soil, the seeds are going to germinate. Then they develop into seedlings. You will see these seedlings increasing in height. As they are increasing in height, they will reach harvesting time to show that now the plant is mature. It has matured. So that one is growth. Therefore, the first characteristics of a plant is that they grow. They grow. And we have said that growth means increase in height or size. The second characteristics of plant, or the reason as to why we are saying plant is a living thing, is that they feed. They feed. They feed. Meaning that these plants, they also need food. They must eat. And how do these plants eat? Plants make their own food just like a human being. Even them, they cook. But how do they cook? So they process food through the leaves. And the process is known as photosynthesis. The process is known as photosynthesis. So after they have manufactured their food through the leaves, they use this food. Because you as a human being, you require food for you to grow. Also them, they require that food that they have manufactured for them to grow or to increase in size. Also, they require, let's say, sunlight. They require water for them to grow. So those are the key things that plants require. Next thing after that, these plants, they also die. They die. When can we say that a plant has died? You will see that a plant is withering or is wilting, or a plant is drying. So when that plant dries up, we say that it has died. So we have the causes of death of a plant. So let us look at causes number 1, number 2, number 3. So the next one we want to look at causes. Causes of death of a plant. What can make these plants to die? So the first one being drought. When there is drought, there is no rain, you will see plants withering. So the first cause is drought. Drought. That is the first cause of the death of that plant. The second one is cutting down of trees or human activities. Cutting down of trees. Cutting down of trees can lead to death of the plant. Then apart from cutting down of trees, also we have disease infestation. When disease has attack or there is a pest, there is stalk borer inside the stem of this plant, you will see the plant wilting. So diseases and pests also can cause the death of the plant. So we have the next one is diseases and pests. Diseases and pests. Those ones can cause the death of the plant. So after that, we are still proceeding with the characteristics. So we had reached number 3. So number 4, under the characteristics, we say that plants respond to changes. Plants responds to changes in the environment. What do we mean by respond to changes? We know that climatic change affects plants. So we have dry seasons and we have rainy seasons. So if you are observing the plant during the dry season, you will see that some plants, they shed off their leaves. Why do they shed off their leaves? They are shedding off their leaves so that they minimize the waste of water through the leaves. That is response to change in the environment, changing of leaves. The second one, you will see some plants having lateral roots that spreads. They spread all over. Why are they spreading? Because they are in search of water. There is no enough water. That is response to change in the environment. Number 5. Plants move. Plants move. Plants move. What do we mean when we say plants move? Do they move really? Can a plant move from here to there? No. How do they move? When the wind blows, you will see the branches and the leaves swaying from side to side. That is movement. The leaves swaying from side to side. Therefore, we say that plants move. But in real sense, they does not change the position. The only thing that changes the position is the branches and the leaves as the wind blows. The sixth point they breathe. They breathe. As human beings breathe, also the plants breathe. How do they breathe? And which air do they breathe? We have two examples of air that are breathed by plants. The first one being oxygen and the second one being carbon dioxide. So during the day, the plant require carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is used in the photosynthesis, in that manufacturing of food. So we have said that plants, they breathe. During the day, plants breathe in carbon dioxide and remove oxygen as the waste. And remove oxygen as the waste. But during the night, we breathe in the same air. At night, we breathe in the same air, which is oxygen. Therefore, at night, some people normally grows plant inside room. Don't keep that tree inside the room where you are sleeping, because you will compete in oxygen intake. Because during that night, plant requires oxygen, and you require oxygen. Therefore, if you grow plant maybe in the room where you sleep, you will compete for that oxygen, which can lead to your suffocation and death. Next point. Next point, that is point 7. We are saying plants remove waste. Plants remove waste. So we need to know which are these wastes that are removed by plant. Number 1, we have said that during the day, plants remove out oxygen because it does not require it. Then during night, they remove carbon dioxide because they does not require it. Next, during the day, when there is that sunlight, the plants are going to lose water through their leaves, through a process known as transpiration. So that is the removal of waste. So you will be asked, name 2 wastes that are removed by plant. Number 1, we have said that during the day, they remove oxygen as the waste. During the night, they remove carbon dioxide as the waste. Then they also lose water through a process known as transpiration. Next, number 8, we are saying that they reproduce. Reproduction, giving birth, act of giving birth. So these plants also, they give birth. How? You will find that some plants will produce fruits. And these fruits, they have seeds inside. So we can extract seeds from these fruits. Then again, we plant, they grow to the same plant. Again, apart from the reproduction, you will find that at the root of this plant, like for example, banana has what we call suckers. So they produce suckers, the young one, around their roots. Next one is sisal. Sisal has the bulbs at top of that sisal. So you can remove those bulbs, then you replant them. Then pineapples, they produce the crowns. After you have eaten that fruit, at the top of it there is something, there is a plant there on top of it. That one is what we call the crown. Also, we can replant it. That is reproduction. It has been reproduced on top there. So you can replant it again, it germinates to the same plant. Then from there, let us look at safety precaution. Safety measures or precaution. Measures to undertake when handling plant. We as human beings, we know that we carry out what is called farming. And some plants are thorny, others have choking effect, others are very poisonous. Therefore, while we are working in the farm, we need to take precaution. We need to protect ourselves so that we don't be harmed by maybe, let's say, these plants. So as we are working in the farm where we have grown our plants, what are we supposed to observe? Number one, we are supposed to wear protective gears or protective clothing, so that you protect yourself against unnecessary accident within the farm. So these examples of these protective gears, number one, we have what is called overcoat. Number two, we have safety helmet. Number three, we have safety face mask. Number four, we have what is called goggles. Number five, we have what is called tongue. Number six, we have what is called forceps. Number, let's say 7, we have gum boots. Number 8, we have the gloves that you put on your hands. So each and every gear has its function and its area where it protects. So helmet will protect your head, goggles will protect your eye, face mask will protect your mouth together with your nose, then gloves will protect your hands, overcoat or overall will protect your body, then gum boots are going to protect your foot. As you are working in the farm, you can be pricked by the thorn. So the thorn can prick, let's say, your hand. So if you wear that gloves, it will protect your hand against that accident. Then maybe there can be broken pieces of bottles within the farm that can maybe cut your legs. Therefore, if you wear gumboots, it's going to protect your legs. A pair of forceps and tongue can help you to hold. They are used for holding. So if you want to hold a plant, don't just hold it directly using your hand. You can use a tongue to hold this plant. So that one, you are just protecting yourself. So number one, we have said wear protective gears, in bracket, clothings. And we have given the examples. We have given the examples. So examples. Examples of protective gears. Number one, we have said safety helmet. We have talked of goggles. We have talked of face mask that we normally use. Number four, we have gumboots. We have gumboots. Number five, we have gloves. Number six, we have tongue. Number seven, we have forceps. Number eight, we have overall or overcoat or dust coat. So those are protective gears. So the next point under safety precaution that you should observe, number one, we have said that wear protective gears. Number two, you should avoid tasting or eating any plant within the farm. You should not taste or you should not eat any plant within the farm, because we have said that some plants are very poisonous. So when you taste them, they will interfere with maybe your stomach, and this maybe can lead to your death. Therefore, don't attempt to taste any plant, be it during the practical within the class or in the farm outside. Next point, ensure that after you have worked in the farm, wash your hand with soap and water. So that one we have said, avoid tasting, avoid tasting any plant in the farm. Number three, we have said wash your hand. Wash your hand with soap and water after working in the farm, so that you ensure you are safe, the safeness on your side. You are very safe. So those are safety precautions that you should undertake while working in the farm. Therefore, that's become the end of our second lesson.